it can really just start like that with only putting, something as small as $50 a month. It doesn't have to be an extravagant amount because it's going to grow over time. And eventually you can get to the point where you're putting hundreds or thousands a month into your investments.
Yeah, and like you just said, that really is what happened. I was putting the $50 a month in, and then I just kept doing the $50 a month. And then after I came back from Iraq, uh, I had a couple, maybe $1,200 left on my truck. Um, and then my wife, the saver that she is, she had, enough money to say, hey, well, I've been saving up this money while you was gone. Why don't we pay off your truck? So that was perfect. So now, besides the fact that I came home from Iraq and I didn't have a job, I didn't have to worry about credit card lenders calling me. I didn't have to worry about the car payment being due. So now, only thing that I was left with was just a house, but no debt. And it was a refreshing feeling, but I knew that it was something else I had to do because, again, and we can pull it up here and I'll try to share it on my screen if I can. So people, I'm about to, I think I'm about to mess up a lot of soldiers' luck with girls. Hold on one second. But like I was saying, I think that I'm about to, hurt some people's feelings because everybody has this imagination, this wild imagination that military people make so much money. And that's far and beyond the truth. Yes, there is some incentives as far as military pay and things like that. But I'm gonna share with you my screen so you can see this. All right, so you see this here, and this is the pay. This is not no secret website or anything like this. Government employees pay is, you can look it up on the internet. Just look at military pay. But how the military is ranked is E1 through E9, private to sergeant major. And then depending on their rank, private, sergeant major, that's the lowest is private, highest is sergeant major. And then how many years they've been in, this is how much they're getting paid. Now, when I was in the military, this number was super low. I think I was about 600 or $800 a month, but after taxes, I was bringing in about $300 a paycheck or something like that. But at the time when I was in I just came back from Iraq. My wife was an E4, maybe with 4 or 5 years in a game. So this number was closer, way lower than 2,900 a month. It was closer to like 2,000 a month or something like that. It was like, so she was making like $1,000 every 2 weeks. So sorry to mess up the game of all these soldiers that be running around with Chargers and Mustangs and things like that, acting like they're rich. And
Right.
ladies, ladies, here's the pay scale right here. You can see how much they make. Military people don't make that much money. And this right here is a monthly scale. This is not a paycheck scale. This is how much they make per month. This is per month. So just, I mean, even with that, so let's use this scale here. My wife making $2,900 a month, but then she wasn't. And then our mortgage payment was. Let me take off the share screen now. Let me stop sharing. All right, we back. All right, so
Back in Alaska.
yep, I'm back. All right, so she was making maybe 1,000, maybe $1,100 a paycheck, but our mortgage was $1,400 a month. That's not including high utility bills and stuff like that. And so we was we still had our head like right, like we had our nose above the water. That's really it, because light bill was about 300. Then we still had insurance. Then you had all the other utilities that go along with that, then plus food, and then at the time gas prices for vehicles was about 450 in Texas. That's high, extremely high, considering that's a place where they produce oil. And so that's what happened. And then so I'm still doing my $50 a month, $50 a month. Like, yeah, cool. Well, I wasn't doing it. It was my wife's paycheck. I was still putting in the $50 a month, saving the calls, right? And then so after I came back, I did end up getting a job uh, at a factory, and so that allowed us to put more into the mutual funds. But it was something in me that said this is not sustainable this house is not sustainable. And what we end up doing was, and this was when the housing market was, crashing and things like that. And because Texas economy is more geared toward, is more insulated in the financial crisis than everywhere else was, I was able to sell the house for exactly what I paid for it. So I went down from a $1,400 a month place down to a $600 a month apartment. And then all that gap that we was paying from the mortgage to the rent, all that went to investments. And then on top of that, since now I had a job, I was adding that to investments, and then I was paying the rent. I know what you're probably saying is 1,400 a month to a $600 apartment. What kind of apartment was this? It was pretty bad. Okay, okay, it was pretty bad. I mean, the house was 3,000 square feet. The apartment was like a shoebox, and and I'd be lying if I didn't say I didn't see a roach or two up in there. I'd be lying if I didn't say. But that's how mentally determined we was to get out of the rat race. It was okay, a roach here, there. It's all right. I got money now. I can start saving, 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 and that's exactly how it went.